Hi, I'm Katie Marie Frost, and I write clean fantasy for young adult readers. This is why. I have loved reading almost since I can remember. I would often stay up later than I should have with my nose buried in a book. I can't count the number of times my mom had to tell me to stop reading long enough to get my chores done. For a while, my best friends were those characters I found in books. I hung out with Nancy Drew and her friends, spent hours with the Boxcar Children and the Bobbsey twins, and enjoyed trying to keep up with Ramona Quimby. But as I got to the last part of elementary school and into middle school, I started having trouble finding books on my reading level that I really enjoyed. Even though I could read adult books well enough, I sometimes found it difficult to relate to everything in them. Oh, I still found books I liked in middle school and high school, but it was harder. I had always loved a good mystery, so Sherlock Holmes became a staple. I also discovered I loved fantasy, but I struggled to find fantasy that wasn't written for adults, with very adult themes and content that wasn't always appropriate for a young reader. Even when I discovered something appropriate, I had another problem. I remember wanting to dress up as one of my favorite book characters for Halloween. It was really hard because all my favorite characters were boys. I had always been interested in writing stories. By the end of high school, I started to realize that perhaps the story I craved just wasn't written yet. Perhaps it was in my head. That's when I seriously started writing. I started projects I never finished, but when I started a story about a young woman very much like myself who magically transported to another world where she had all sorts of adventures, I was hooked. I had to finish. This was the story I had spent so long searching for. For a while I was just writing it for me and perhaps a few of my close friends and family. Finally, I came to the realization that if I had been searching so long for something like this, perhaps others had been as well. That's when I decided to share it with the world. It took me over 9 years to get it to a point I felt was good enough. But Gateway to Aviandria was released in the summer of 2017. Now I know there is something out there for people like me who wish for a clean, age-appropriate fantasy with both female and male characters as heroes. Now I am just hoping that all those searching can find it.